Well, today is Wednesday, so it's been a week since we measure with the Zozo suit. So let's take another measurement and see where we are.
Place the phone on the stand with the screen facing away from you. We are going to use the back camera.
Okay.
Move 6 feet away and face your phone. You are at a good distance. We are checking your arm pose now. Put both hands a bit further from your body. Great. Hold the pose. Turn right to 1 o'clock. Turn right to 2 o'clock. Turn right to 3 o'clock. Turn to 4 o'clock. Turn to 5 o'clock. Turn to 6 o'clock. Sorry, you turned too far. Please turn back to 6 o'clock. Good. Turn right to 7 o'clock. Turn right to 8 o'clock. Turn right to 9 o'clock. Turn right to 9 o'clock. Turn right to 10 o'clock. Turn right to 11 o'clock. Your scan has been successfully completed. You can pick up the phone now.
Wow, that was a little tricky today. It's the first time that I'm not using the little cardboard stand that they give me, but I don't even know where it is. So let's take a look and see what it says. Okay, so something weird happened. When I got on the scale, and I forgot to film it, but when I got on the scale this morning, I had the biggest, I think one, or at least one of the biggest single day drops so far, because we went from, 328.5 yesterday to 325.6. So that's a big drop, like almost 3 pounds there. Is it? 5? Yep, almost 3 pounds. So that was unexpected, I guess, but these things happen. But then according to the scale, body fat percentage is 43.6. So, it kind of makes sense that's the trend. But then the scan is like way up. It's like the biggest, like technically my body fat percentage is even higher than when I started. Almost every single measurement except for my shoulders and my left calf went up. So I don't get it, but I'm not going to give it too much stock right now. But yeah, technically compared to before, I'm bigger and it looks bigger on here. So, all right, I'm not going to dwell on this too much, but I just thought it was interesting because during the other measurements, the body fat percentage was a little bit closer between the Zozo Zoot and the scale, and today was just completely off. So, these things happen, but I have been, some of you guys have commented that sometimes it's overwhelming with all the measurements and all the things, and I get it. And this is definitely one of those things where sometimes the measurements don't make sense and it's extremely discouraging. So, yeah. Well, we'll keep going. But yeah, everything, like every single measurement is up. Ugh. All right, we'll keep going. Well, I had planned on cooking yesterday. By the way, it's the next day. It's no longer yesterday. It was another one of those days where everything just kind of goes in a different direction than planned. So I had planned on cooking some yesterday, and then one thing led to another. I got really busy with work stuff, and then a friend showed up, and those are always tricky because I don't know, at least for me, when that happens, my brain likes to play a game called oh, let's just do it this one, and we'll get back to it. It's a constant struggle. But anyway, luckily I was able to stay within my macros, I guess. And I ended up actually going to the same place that I had 2 days ago for lunch, and basically just had the same meal, which is still, not terrible, and it's still within the allowed macros. But yeah, I didn't even get to film or anything, didn't even take a picture. But we can take a look at the macros for the day. Now, the other thing is that, once again, I ended up staying really busy all day, and then I didn't eat anything. And so I don't want it to become a habit. It's just, I feel like right now that things are a little difficult, that I'm still getting used to everything. I'm trying to have enough flexibility so that I don't break, so that, because I feel like psychologically, psychologically for me, if I am so rigid and the only measure of success is 100% adherence, then the moment I break somehow, then it's almost like, that's it, I'm done, this is over. We'll try again at a later date when we can actually be 100%. And so that's obviously not what we're trying to do here. So have enough flexibility where I can accommodate for these things. And still, it's not like going out and had, I don't know, McDonald's or something, which, I don't know, at some point I might, it might happen. But, and I obviously want to get back to being more structured with my meals and making sure that I'm not spending like long periods of time without eating and stuff like that. But I haven't felt bad. I'm not torturing myself. And in the opposite, like a couple of days ago when was it? Maybe like 2 days ago, where I had the green curry from Huel. It tasted fine. And I only filmed a little bit. It tasted a little, tasted fine. And then just, as you start eating it, it just, like, first of all, I was trying to meet my macros for the day. And so I I made so much. And then I feel like those meals definitely need the help. Like with the other curry and, like the meals that I've made with, from Huel, that have actually worked and that were tasty and they were fine to eat. They needed the extra help from like adding the chicken that I made and a little bit of garlic powder and a little bit of seasoning stuff. And so I didn't really have any of that for this one. And it was just so difficult to eat. It really was. It ended up taking me like almost 2 hours to get through it. And I was just like, and so in order for this to be sustainable, there has to be even a small level of enjoyment while eating, enjoying the food somehow. It doesn't have to be this sort of gorge fest, but there has to be a certain level of enjoyment. And just, it really wasn't, I didn't want to spend almost 2 hours just sitting there like, that was a little torturous. And so I think that this last 2 days, I have had something that was a little more enjoyable to eat in order to sort of, just kind of take a break. That's not the right word, not take a break. In order to counterbalance, that other night. And so, and then I found this particular meal from Cava that just, it's good. It's really good. It's really tasty and technically it's not horrible, looking at the macros, and it's still a fast food, but it's not in the same way. There's nothing fried, and getting enough fiber and protein and good fats and stuff. So that is what I did. Okay, let's take a look at the final numbers for yesterday. And we'll see. So I ended up eating 1,111 calories. 1111. That's funny. Basically, just had the breakfast, which was just a coffee and 16 grams of sugar, and then dinner ended up being 1,045 calories. 53 grams of carbs, 71 grams of protein, 61 grams of fat. And it was the same that I had the other day. The brown rice, black lentils, hummus, the little meatballs, lamb meatballs, chicken, broccoli, corn, and then a little tahini sauce on top. So we ended up going, about a little over half for the carbs, a little under half for the protein, and about halfway for the fat. And we'll see how the lumen goes and my weight goes today. I mean, it'll be tomorrow for you guys again, but it'll be just in a minute or so for me. So interesting. I'm trying, again, like I said, there's a part of me that wants to say like, oh, but you didn't do it right. And, you didn't eat anything all day. And I'm trying to be a little gentler with myself and a little more flexible in terms of that, so that things will sort of fall into place as long as we're staying, on track. We can deviate a little bit here and there. So we'll see how today goes. We'll see. I would like to cook the stuff that I wanted to cook yesterday today. So we'll see. All right. See you guys tomorrow for you, and a few minutes for me.